Service. What's up, listeners? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Full Service Podcast. I am your host, Hank Smith. Welcome. It's week 17, episode 17. We made it. Shout out, shout out to last week's guest, Rover. If you haven't listened to that episode yet, check it out. It's a good time. We talk about basically like the client side of sex work. It was a super informative interview. If you haven't, follow Rover on the old Twitter. It is his Twitter handle is ROVERR777. So go give him a follow. Shout out to, I really do appreciate you coming on, Rover. While you're on the old Twitter, give us a follow as well. Our handle is Full Service Pod on Twitter. Actually got a few new followers this week, so fucking if you followed, hey, give me a follow back. I do appreciate that. But no, this is episode 17. I got a solo for y'all today. It's just gonna be me talking. So if you're like, God damn it, Tank, you fooled me again. I wanted an interview. What are you doing? Hey, go back, listen to another episode. Hey, and then hit us next week. I got got a couple interviews coming for you the next 2 weeks. So yeah, this week it's just gonna be me talking about my issues, my problem, what's going on in Tank's life. That's what we're doing today. But no, thanks for being here. This past week's episode was the most downloaded episode so far. So shout out to everyone who listened. I really do appreciate it. I know we probably got some new people listening. Hey, welcome. And if you've been rocking with us since the beginning, perhaps since the SoundCloud days, fuck yeah, we got reached at 2,500 downloads this week. So that's pretty sweet. When I started the podcast, I wasn't sure if people would check it out, but it's amazing to see where it's gone so far. We got it's not just a U.S. thing; it's all over the world. We have people in Argentina, Italy, Latvia, and Australia. So welcome to the Full Service Podcast family. Thanks for checking it out. Also, Spain is popping. I don't know what's happening in Spain, but they are liking the podcast. So if you're in Spain, what up? Hey, tell everybody else. Well, no, thanks for checking it out. I should add, I'm a procrastinator. Anybody else as bad as I am? Right now, it is 12:30 on Monday night, so it's Tuesday currently. I'm releasing this episode in a couple of hours. So that is the definition of procrastination. God damn. So hopefully this is good. This is actually the second time this is the second time I've recorded this. I recorded about 20 minutes. Then I was like, fuck that. It was trash. So now I'm recording more. So we'll see if this is any better or not. Who knows? I really don't have much time. So yeah, we're doing that. Today was Monday, MLK Day. I did not have to go to work because I told my boss, I'm like, hey, MLK Day, fuck you, I'm not coming in. And also we're closed. That was a thing. So I didn't have to go in. That was sweet. Shout out to Martin Luther King. A lot of people like the "I Have a Dream" speech. It's a good speech, great speech. But that Vietnam speech, though, way better, way better. I'll put a link to the Vietnam speech in the Libsyn page, just because I'm like, that speech was straight fire. "I Have a Dream's" what, like 17 minutes, dog. Vietnam, he's dropping heat for a straight 40 minutes. It's beautiful. You should really check it out. I'll put a link to it on the Libsyn page, just because I'm like, we got to spread the word about this shit. Definitely. But no, today was MLK Day. I don't have to go to work. Fuck yeah. So I should have recorded the podcast literally like during the day today, which was what I was planning on doing the whole time. I was like, I'm gonna record this episode, and then I'm like, I'm gonna smoke a bowl, and then I'm like, I'm gonna look up some shit on YouTube. And then I'm just like, I don't know, I don't even know what I did all day. I think I took a nap for a little while. That's really, is that an excuse? I'm gonna use it. But no, I always kind of try to mention, if you could write a review, subscribe, rate the podcast. Let us know what you think. I recently got a couple new reviews on iTunes, Apple Podcasts, that were really sweet. They really warmed my heart. And I just wanted to share these reviews with you guys so that you can understand what a great review looks like. And if you can top this review, then I'd really appreciate it. But no, that first review is from December 13th. The title of the review is My Favorite New Podcast. Love Tank and all his guests. These interviews have really opened my eyes to the world of sex work in a super informative and positive way. I can't wait to see how the podcast evolves. Sweet. That's such a nice review. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. I got this next review. This was on the 3rd of January. So right at the beginning of the new year. The title of this review is Love This Podcast. Oh boy, I like the sound of this shit already. So also with this, there's a long review, so maybe you'll get to see like how my reading skills are out loud. Hopefully I make my parents and my English teachers proud. But there's really no telling. It's late and I'm tired, so we'll see. Like I said, the title of this review is Love This Podcast. You ever hear something so good you can taste it? One day I was casually scrolling Twitter and tucked away in the thousands of photos and ads. What did I find? A tweet. One little tweet. One little tweet saying, hey, check out my podcast where I interview escorts. There are two things I love in this world, not listening to music while I'm driving and escorts. Tank Smith is an angel because, behold, I can now do both at the same time. Upon first play, I was instantly transported back to the 1800s by the Wild West saloon-style piano that greets you to full service. Tank always welcomes you with the earnestness of a fawn on a quiet morning. Tank is the perfect cross of Barbara Walters and Carson Daly, asking the questions you've always wanted to know, but with the casualness of an unbuttoned flannel shirt. Tank is respectful, engaging, and his guests are always a delight to listen to. You won't learn what a female condom is on Prairie Home Companion, that's for sure. Tank does an incredible job giving these workers the platforms to share their experience with dignity and grace. No other podcast gives a casual person the same exposure to the humanity behind the world's oldest profession. Plus, that voice is sexy as hell. 5 stars. See, now that's a beautiful review right there. That really warmed my heart. Tank is the perfect cross of Barbara Walters and Carson Daly. I don't know if I agree with that, but I'll take it as a compliment. Hell yeah. Asking the questions you've always wanted to know, but with the casualness of an unbuttoned flannel shirt. I'd agree with that as well. So, yeah, hell yeah. Thanks for that review. I really do appreciate it. Anybody out there who wants to leave a review, let's see if you can top that one, because I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good after reading that. Today's Monday. I guess it's Tuesday, but I'm gonna keep saying it's Monday. I went last night to Laughing Skull, which is a comedy club in Atlanta. For those of you who don't know, to see Katie Hughes record her album. She is a comic in Atlanta, fucking hilarious. She was a finalist on Stand Up NBC, and was when Team Coco was doing their shows around the country. She did spots on those shows. Fucking hilarious. So she recorded her album last night at Laughing Skull and murdered. It was amazing to see. If you live in the Atlanta area, come to a comedy show. What are you doing? If you watch comedy on Netflix and you like it, go to a show. There's shows happening every single night, all throughout, inside the perimeter, outside the perimeter. Go check out a show, because I can guarantee you, live comedy is a lot better than seeing something on TV. Live comedy is way better. And you're living in Atlanta. Atlanta is one of the best cities in the country for stand-up comedy. That's literally the reason why I moved here. I was like, I didn't want to go to New York or LA yet, so I was like, where can I go? Fucking go to Atlanta. It's a sick city. There's so many funny people live here. It's incredible. Go to a show. Do that. Literally Google Atlanta comedy and just check it out. You'll be able to find a show, or reach out to me. Be like, hey Tank, I want to go see a show. I've never been to a comedy show. I will direct you where to go. Do that. Um, that being said, open mic comedy is different than a show you would go to. At an open mic, anybody can go. Hey, if you're like, hey, I want to try comedy for the first time, I'm gonna go to an open mic. Go to an open mic, and you will see incredible things happen. you Anything can happen at an open mic. That's the best part. It's literally people trying out jokes for the first time, and a lot of them don't work. Some of them work. When I, when I first moved to Atlanta, one of the first mics I went to, I mentioned this in a previous episode. I don't know which one, but there was a Vietnam vet at the bar who was pretty drunk, and the comic on stage started talking to him and pretty much said that he was going to be dying soon because he was an old dude, and it was, that happens sometimes. And you got to know how to do it. But the old dude, he was not having it. He got upset and then tried to fight the comic on stage. He basically kind of rushed the stage, and then two ladies that he was with had to hold him back while the comic was still kind of roasting him. So that's the kind of stuff that you'll see at an open mic, which is why you should go check it out. If just set your standards low. At the most on Friday at this mic in Decatur, there was the host of the show. Her mom was there for her birthday, and her mom was kind of like judging the comics and like choosing who her best was, and whoever was the best gets a prize or whatever. And so the last comic who went up, this guy, he starts off the set basically by saying he has like man tits or whatever, and then lifts up his shirt and is like, "Hey, I can lactate also." And so everyone's seeing this like, is this real? Is this dude about to lactate on people? What's happening? And he lifts up his shirt and is like squeezing his nipple, like to like the host's mom who was like sitting like 2 feet in front of him. She is in the splash zone for sure, and the host had to like stop the guy, and then the mic was over, and it was like super awkward. So yeah, open mic comedy. We're doing that shit every night. Last week I did a mic on Monday. I think two on Tuesday. I had a show in Athens Wednesday, and then I did a mic Thursday and a mic Friday. So I guess I got up like six times. If I'm doing the math right, 6 times last week. Um, which I still need to do more. I'm trying to. I know I said at the beginning of the year I wanted to like bare minimum 5 times a week, but I need to get up like 9 or 10 if I can, just because these people in New York, they out here hustling. These people in New York, they're getting up a lot. I need to match that shit, because we'll see. I'm trying to make it. That's what you got to do. I was supposed to go to two mics tonight, but I was like, hey, I'm gonna record this podcast, and right now I could have. I definitely could have recorded, or I definitely could have gone to those mics and then come back home and recorded this, because it is now like, I don't know what time it is. It is after midnight though. It's late. But no, I will. I've just found out I'll actually be in North Carolina. I'll be going in a couple weeks. That week of Valentine's Day, I will be at Goodnight's Comedy Club in Raleigh the 12th of February for a album recording. Helium, who owns Goodnight's, Helium's a club based out of Philly. They own Goodnight's in Raleigh. They have Helium in St. Louis, Portland, Buffalo, Indy, and the Philly club, I guess. They're doing like a best of Raleigh album recording. So I'm on that show on the 12th. So that will be. I'm excited. That lineup's like fucking amazing. We got comics, not because of me. I'll do well. I'll do well. It'll be good. You'll laugh. But no, we got comics coming from New York, Chicago that have since moved. So that should be like a sold out dope show. So if you were in the Raleigh area and you want to see a comedy show that's about to be fire, go to that show. And if you, there will be comics on that show that will be like big name comics in the next like few years. So definitely come to that. I'll be also going to Wilmington that Saturday the 15th. So I'll be on a show at Skytown Barbecue. You guys might be thinking like, oh, what does a show at a barbecue restaurant look like? That's actually a sick show. Like this the guy who runs it, he'll pack out like at least like 80 to 100 people like every show. It's incredible. And my buddy Brent Blakeney, he opens for John Reap on the road. He's headlining the show, so it'll be a good time. So if you're in Wilmington, come out to the show, Skytown Barbecue, the 15th. And if you want to be on the podcast, I'm gonna hit some people up for sure before I come up there. But if you want to be on the podcast, let me know. We'll set it up. You know, I got a laptop, a microphone. We can do this thing wherever. So definitely come through. I think the last solo I did was like right at the maybe either the end of last year, the beginning of this year. I'm not really sure, but I guess some stuff's happened. The Australian fires, that was a big thing. Kaylin Ward, she goes by the Naked Philanthropist online. So yeah, I guess you should probably know, or if Australia is there's some little fires happening in Australia. It's not a good thing. It's lots. I think it's like over 1 billion animals have died. Fucking crazy. So this girl, she goes online by as the Naked Philanthropist. She posted on January 3rd, basically, if you send a $10 donation to one of these Australian charities that are trying to fight the fire, I will send you a nude picture. And that was on the 3rd of January for just a $10 donation. As of January 5th, it was an estimated $500,000 had been donated. And within like I think the 6th or the 7th, it was like over $1 million had been donated to the charities, which is fucking, that's incredible. After that happened, though, Instagram basically deleted her account. She was outed to her family. In one of the tweets, she said basically they disowned her, which is fucked up. And all for like, I mean, that's a great thing she did. So shout out to her fucking for doing that. I know of other people have kind of done things similar. I know in the 2018 election, one of the girls I was friends with, she had posted like if you send if you send like a picture with your "I voted" sticker, you'll get a nude. So I did that, and I was like, oh shit, fuck yeah, we voting out here, dog. You got to do civic duty. It's a great thing. But no, that was a shout out to her for doing that, for raising money because somebody's got to do it, and there's a lot of backlash from like online from her doing that. I'm like, what the y'all tripping, for real. Y'all gotta chill out there. If you're, what are you doing? Because I personally did nothing. Um, yeah. So everybody can be better out there, people. I mentioned earlier we got an old Twitter out there. If you're not following us on Twitter, what you doing? Full Service Pod on the old Twitter. Got some new followers this week. I will. I still continue to see the same thing, basically, kind of over and over, where people post screenshots from clients, and it seems to me like I recorded an episode on how to book an escort. I think it was the 5th episode. If you are a client out there and you're listening to this podcast right now, if you're listening to this episode and if you've not listened to the 5th episode and you're thinking about booking somebody, definitely go check it out. I think it's pretty helpful and will definitely streamline the process so that you're not like the people that I see screenshots of online. Because some of these motherfuckers out here don't know what they're doing. They're asking dumbass questions, wasting people's time, and nobody's got time for that shit. Like, I don't, like, my phone gets calls from, I've been getting a lot of car warranty calls lately, where my warranty's expired. They're trying to get me to renew. That shit is pretty annoying. So if you're contacting somebody, and that's really a terrible example. That really doesn't. It really doesn't line up at all. But if you're contacting somebody, I'm just gonna go over some shit from the fifth episode. Maybe it'll help a little bit, just so. Just come on, we're trying to keep pushing around here. This 2020, this cannot be the year of you not knowing what the fuck's happening. So, if you're listening to this, hopefully it'll fucking help you a little bit. Number one piece of advice that I would have: be a nice person, be cool. Nobody know how to fucking talk to people. Know how to greet somebody. Texting somebody like "Hey baby" or something like nobody likes that. Like, hey, somebody has a name. Let's use the name. I feel like this is a part of the episode right now. It's gonna sound like a rant a little bit because I'm like, yo, dog, you gotta fucking come on, bro. What are you doing? Um, I feel like I'm directing it towards dudes because I guess those are majority of the people that I see texting this dumb shit. But also, I'll say, yeah, fucking come on, dog. Um, be a nice person. Be cool. It's really not that hard. Know how to talk to people. Be respectful when you talk to somebody. It's a fucking person you're talking to. It's really not that hard. When you reach out to somebody, be like, hey, my name is X. My name is Tank. I saw your ad, and let them know where you saw their ad at. Um, have a date and time ready or in mind when you message them. Be like, hey, I saw your ad here. I'd like to schedule an hour appointment, a 2 hour appointment, whatever, on this date. Are you free? They'll let you know whether or not they're free or not. Simple. Things are off to a good start. You reached out with some information that's actionable, and they can reply back to you. If you say something like "Hey," or "What's up?" "Are you up?" Like, come on, like we gotta. If you've ever sent emails to somebody, you want to send them all the information that they need up front, so they can come back to you with an answer that you don't have to go back and forth to find out some just like simple answers. So yeah, let them know what your name is, where you found their ad, when you want to get together, and message them. It's simple. Um, when uh, when they get back to you, they'll probably want some sort of screening, whether that's a phone call with you, whether that's your LinkedIn information, whether that's a referral from another provider you've seen, whether that's a picture of your ID. Provide that screening information. If you cannot provide that screening information, you will not be able to see that person. It's going to vary from provider to provider, but if you're not willing to screen, unfortunately, you will not be able to see that person. I mean, yeah, you don't gotta get upset about it. That's just how it is. If you wanna do this thing, you gotta play by the rules of each person. It's pretty simple. If they have a booking form on their website, fill out their booking form. Don't hit them up on Twitter being like, "Hey, can I book a date?" Nah, dog. Go on their booking form, fill out the information, and they'll hit you back. It's pretty much that simple. They'll get back to you with the screening information, provide the information, the date's set up. You're good to go. Don't haggle prices. That's really pretty much simple. If someone's $300 and you have $200, that means you cannot see that person. Go see someone who is $200. Don't haggle prices. I was thinking about this earlier. It was MLK Day today. What if on MLK Day, black people got 3/5 discount? I know people. Oh, I'm sure that wouldn't happen, but that's the thing. I thought that's kind of funny. But yeah, don't fucking haggle prices. If you don't have the money, go see somebody else. It's pretty much that simple. Don't be explicit in your fucking text messages. Don't be like, "Will you do the X? Will you do this thing? How much for this?" Dog, what are you fuck? Come on, bro. What are you doing? What are you fuck? It's simple. That's how you get your number blocked, and they will not reply to your messages. Don't do that. Don't ask for anything unprotected. I see people, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you asking somebody to risk their sexual health for you? Yeah, what are you doing? Like I said, this is the rant part of the podcast. Tank's mad and he's going on a tear, letting the people know the truth. Don't ask for unprotected shit, bruh. No, yeah, definitely don't do that. It's disrespectful. Straight up, it's pretty simple. Once everything's set up, yeah, you're good to go. You're on your way to the date thing. Fucking if you have not showered, bro, take a shower. If you if you're not able to shower, a lot of people have showers you can use at their place. Do that. Fucking shower. Hygiene is key. If that's not your thing, then fucking who go hang out by yourself. That's yeah, that's how it is. When you get there, have the donation ready. Relax, have a good time. Don't ask the person to do anything they're uncomfortable with. Yeah, you're seeing somebody's mom, someone's daughter, someone's fucking wife, mom. It's just fucking. It's a person. Be cool. That's so simple, right? That's pretty much my advice. Yeah, be cool. That's gonna be the name of this episode probably, because I don't have any time to think of anything better. But yeah, just fucking be cool. Like that's this person knows what they're doing. They'll fucking take care of you. It'll be a good time. But yeah, I think that's this short episode this week. Yeah, that's pretty much probably all I wanted to talk about. I got some. Oh yeah, Fosta Sesta, my buddy hit me up. He was like, "Yo, dude, what are I'm listening to the podcast, but there's still some things I don't like understand." He's like, "What's Fosta and Sesta?" So I kind of want to do an in-depth episode with somebody. So if you're listening to this podcast now and you're like, "Oh, I could talk about that," send me an email, fullservicepod@gmail.com. I would love to talk to you about the Fosta Sesta laws that were passed at the beginning of 2018. I'd also like to talk to people about the erotic review. I know it recently made a resurgence, probably in the last like month or so, and a lot of people have mixed feelings on the website. I'll see people providers that like the website because they have lots of reviews. I'll see people that don't want any reviews and they're like, fuck this website. I'll see clients that are like, oh, I love this. And I'll see clients that are like, this is the worst website ever. So, I would like, if you have any experiences with the erotic reviews, shoot me an email. Let me know what you think. I'm trying to get I'm looking for a lot more people to interview. So if you're out there and you're like, hey, I want to be on this podcast, like I said, send me an email, fullservicepod@gmail.com. I can do remote interviews through Zencaster. So if you have a pair of headphones and a laptop, oh shit, we can get it popping. We can do the podcast. So definitely reach out and let me know. Um, this has been episode 16. I got a short one for you. Let's see if we can hit 30 minutes. We'll see. But no, January 30th, I will be at Jailhouse Brewing Company in Hampton for a show. Like I mentioned earlier, February 12th, I will be at Goodnights Comedy Club in Raleigh. Probably the 14th Valentine's Day, I might be at the Pit in Chapel Hill. We'll see about that. I don't know yet. The 15th, I will be in Wilmington at Skytown Barbecue. That show might be like 8 o'clock. I'm not sure yet. February 18th, I will be at Laughing Skull. And March 1st, I will be at the Punchline in Buckhead. So come through. If you want to see us, come see a comedy show. I'll make you laugh, hopefully. We'll see. Uh, I'm guaranteed to say penis, vagina, North Carolina at least once during my set. So if you want to see that happen, come through, have fun. No, but yeah, this has been episode 17. I don't look. I'm not really sure, but yeah, this is episode 17. Thanks for being here. Give us a follow. Write us a review. We're still new. We're still a new podcast. We're a baby. Write us a review. Let us know what you think. And yeah, I will be back next week. I got an interview for you. Who's it gonna be? I'm not telling you. It's a secret. But no, I've been Tank Smith. This is Full Service. Have an amazing week. Later.